What is up, Niner family? My name is JT Magnum. Welcome to Niner News. The 49ers finally win a game, and I wasn't able to do a video, of course. Go figure. You know, they were 0-9. I've had so many depressing videos. Well, not depressing, but you know, it's depressing to watch your team go 0-9 when you expect some greatness out of them. Even though, you know, we all knew that going into the season that the 49ers were not going to be great this year, or they probably weren't going to make the playoffs. We had optimism. We had hope that they'd be at least, you know, 4-5 or 3-6 or something at this point. Unfortunately, they were 0-9, but they did beat the Giants to go 1-9, and it was a good game. It was a good game to watch. Beathard had a great game. Goodwin had a nice catch. It was nice to see him catch a ball in the end zone. And I mean, this is a day, literally the morning before, like 4 a.m. in the morning, he found out his wife had miscarried. And at least I think that's the story. Correct me if I'm wrong. I'm sorry in the chat, but I believe that's what happened. That's why he knelt down, put the ball down as if it was a baby, said his prayers, and it looked like he was basically crying in the end zone after he scored that touchdown, dedicating that to his unborn child, or dead unborn child, unfortunately. But it's really, I really love Marquise Goodwin. I find him to be a great guy. If you follow him on Twitter, if you follow him, he throws up a lot of prayers, and he throws up a lot of you know, some good inspirational stuff on Twitter. He seems like a good-hearted person. I mean, I don't know him personally, obviously, but he seems like a great person and a guy I would love to meet someday. He's a cool dude. And it was good to see that in the end zone. It was good to see the 49ers finally get a victory. And like I said, unfortunately, I wasn't able to make a video about it, so I'll talk a little bit about it before on this one. But it was great to watch, and it's finally good to get something, you know, a win under the belt for Kyle Shanahan and that crew. But this past weekend, the 49ers lost to the Seahawks 24-13. It's always crushing to lose to the Seahawks because you want to beat that team, but at the same time, you want a good draft pick. But at the same time, Seattle's just a better team at the moment, despite the injuries that they have as well, and despite their offensive line woes. Seattle's just a better team at the moment, and Russell Wilson is phenomenal. I mean, I hate saying it because it's just hard to watch him run all over the place, but you can't tackle this dude. Like, it's impossible to contain him. Like, he just runs all over the place and finds guys open all the time, and it's frustrating. We got that early interception with Eric Reed, and things were looking great. And I thought that maybe, you know, hey, you know, we could do something with it, but we weren't able to do anything with it, and Seattle jumped out to that early lead, and it just seemed over from there as the Niners couldn't come back. But they did end up scoring a touchdown on the very last play of the game, and guess who throws the pass? Jimmy Garoppolo comes in for an injured Beathard, which, by the way, on a side note, why were Niners fans cheering for Beathard getting hurt? Is that some classless stuff? Come on, Niner fans. You don't cheer for a guy to get hurt so that you can see some other guy play. Like, that's just ridiculous. He's going to play for us. He's going to get his chance. We didn't give up a second-round pick for a guy to come in and not sign him back and to just let him go to free agency. We brought him in for a reason. He's going to get his chance. He needs to learn the playbook, needs to learn the stuff that he can before he can get on the field, but you don't cheer for a guy who's been giving it his all, especially the way C.J. Beathard has been absolutely getting destroyed behind that line of scrimmage. The offensive line has been hurt all year long. They haven't been cohesive. They haven't been consistent whatsoever as a unit, and he is taking hit after hit after hit after hit, diving for first downs, doing everything he can to try to get this team a first down, let alone a touchdown, and you cheer when he gets injured? Come on, San Francisco fans. Let's go, guys. You can't do that. You guys, the people that do that are just, it's ridiculous. You don't cheer for that. You cheer for the guy when he gets up from the injury and he's walking back to the sidelines. That's when you cheer. You don't cheer, and then you cheer for the guy that comes in, yes. But you don't cheer for a guy when he's down the ground injured because you know another guy's going to come in that you want to play quarterback because you just, I mean, we're 1-9. There's no reason to do that. There's no reason to do that at any point, no matter what our record is. There's no reason to do that whatsoever. And it's classless, and I think it's really phony of fans to be like that. But that's just me. That's my opinion. Everybody has their own opinion on what they feel, what is best in their life and what they want to think and how they feel. But cheering for a guy that's down, injured, hurt, could be life-threatening or could be really, really damaging to him and his mental state, or, just anything in general, like just wishing harm upon somebody and laughing about it is just, I don't know, it's just cruel. It's just not right to me. So I don't know, whatever. But anyways, moving on, the Seattle Seahawks pretty much dominated the Niners and in every pretty much aspect, but it was good to see Jimmy Garoppolo come in despite the injury to C.J. Beathard. It was great to see him come in and throw a touchdown pass. Hopefully that's a preview of what's to come, of the way he can play. It is just a couple passes he threw. He completed them, but still, it's nothing to say. Yeah, I'm not going to say anything until he gets under the center. I'm happy the 49ers got Jimmy Garoppolo. If any of you guys know, I've been calling for him all year long. You can go back in all my videos and what I've said. I was hoping they make a trade for him or hoping that they can sign him in the offseason. I'm excited for him, but it is a couple passes. Let's see what he can do. He was named the starter yesterday by Kyle Shanahan, so he will start this game against the Chicago Bears coming up. I'm very, very intrigued by this. I'm very, very happy, but I'm also scared for him because this offensive line, like I said, has been absolutely atrocious. Absolutely horrible. I feel really awful for the guy that's back there taking snaps because sometimes you barely have like a second to throw that ball, and I hope he has a quick release because he's got to get rid of that ball, and he has gotten hurt before. I just don't want to see him get hurt really badly or anything really bad happen to him, especially with C.J. Beathard already hurt too on the sidelines. But you just pray for the guy, man. Just pray for the guy that he does not get hurt and that he can just get through the game, play well, and give us a preview of what's to come, hopefully, for next year when the 49ers have some extra cash to spend on some free agents, hopefully some wide receiver weapons. There are a few wide receiver weapons that will be available next year. Hopefully we get at least one of those or two of those. That'd be great. We need some wide receivers on this team. And let's see what we can do next year. So basically what's going on is the next 5 games I think he has left to play is Chicago, Houston, Tennessee, Jacksonville, and the Rams. That's going to be a good test, especially with Tennessee, Jacksonville, and Los Angeles coming up. Houston's a good test as well, but obviously if Deshaun Watson was on that team, it'd be a better test, but he's hurt, out for the year. But Tennessee will be a good test with that run game. And Marcus Mariota passing, along with Jacksonville in that defense. That'll be a good test for Garoppolo. And, of course, the Rams with their defense and the way they're playing this year, that'll be a good test for Garoppolo as well. So we were able to put good points up on the first game. We lost 41-39 in a game that I thought was a highway robbery that we should have won on a bad offensive pass interference call on Trent Taylor. So I do remember that, and I'm anxious to see what we can do against the Rams, but most likely it's the end of the year. Their probably starters won't be in, as if they do win the division before that, then they'll probably rest their starters, probably won't play. But then again, a lot of teams are battling for home field advantage, so maybe they won't rest their starters. We'll see what happens with that, because the NFC's been a wide open battle right now. There's a lot of teams battling for that first and second seed, and the first round buys, obviously. So we'll see what happens, but yeah, I'm excited for Garoppolo. I'm excited to see what happens, but it's hard to watch. It's hard watching a 1-10 team. I've been watching them religiously every week. I'm a true fan, I guess you could say. Yes, I want them to win. Yes, I want them to do well. But more or less, I'm watching them now to see how players do, to see how, what maybe the team will be like next year, because a lot of new players are playing, obviously, with like 20 guys that have been in IR this year or something like that. They have like the most guys on IR in the NFL. So a lot of new people are stepping up. A lot of new people are stepping in. And it's good to see some new players and see what the team will be like maybe next year, even though I think there's going to be a lot of free agent pickups next year. I think the team is going to do a lot more cleaning house next year as they're more or less evaluating this year. I don't want to call it tanking. I would call it evaluating. You can tell that they're putting in new combinations, putting in different offensive line combinations. They're putting in different defensive combinations. They're trying to see what works, trying to see what fits, trying to see what players fit for next year. And I think they're going to do their job next year. This is stuff that you wouldn't see under like the old regimes, like Harbaugh, some of the other guys. They put in veterans. They just basically wore them out, and you never got to see the younger guys play. You never got to see anybody else implemented. Now you see a lot more defensive rotation with all different kind of players. You see a lot more players coming in here and there. And the 49ers seem to be a team that is looking depth-wise, like if they can get a few extra good veteran plus good young quality pieces, they can actually do something with that movement, I'm almost reminiscent of the Eagles defense where they rotate like they have seven guys that can pretty much start in any team in the NFL, and they rotate those defensive linemen constantly, keeping them fresh and getting after the quarterback. That's why their defense has been so good this year. That's why the Eagles are 10-1. But that's what I like to see. I like to see depth on a team where everybody can play. Not everybody obviously, but most of the people that do rotate in, they all can play. And I want to see that in offense. I want to see that in defense. And I think that's what they're trying to do. That's what it looks like they're trying to do, at least in my eyes. So I don't know. Let me know what you thought about the Giants game. Sorry I wasn't able to make a video about that. Let me know what you thought about the Giants game. Let me know what you thought about the Seahawks game. I will say this. Russell Wilson is a freaking pain in the rear end. Holy crap, the guy moves around like crazy and just he finds open guys like everywhere. I don't know how the heck the guy just stays alive with that horrible offensive line, stays alive, finds guys open down the field, and just makes things happen. Or makes things happen with his legs. Like, it's almost difficult to tackle him. He even faked out Reuben Foster at one point. Reuben Foster thought he had him. Instant cut, and the dude he's right past Reuben Foster within seconds. Just a phenomenal player. I do not like the Seahawks. I hate the Seahawks, but man, is Russell Wilson good. It's just he's just got to be one of the better quarterbacks in the NFL. Just so fun to watch, but it just sucks that he's on the Seahawks. Of all the teams in the world, why the Seahawks, you know? But anyways, let me know what you thought about the Seahawks game. Let me know what you thought about the Giants game 2 weeks earlier. Let me know what you think about Jimmy Garoppolo starting, how you feel about the whole C.J. Beathard and fans cheering for that. And let me know what you think of how Jimmy Garoppolo would do in the next coming weeks. Will he get hurt? Will he play well? How do you think he will do with what we have going right now for us? So I think he's going to do pretty well. I hope he doesn't get hurt, but I think he's going to do okay. I don't know if we're going to get a bunch of wins, but I do think we might win a couple games in this next stretch of 5 games. We might go like 2-3. I don't know who we might beat, but I think we will win a couple games. I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, let me know in the comment section of all that stuff, and stay tuned for the next video next week. All right. So for JT Magnum and NinerNews, I'm out. Peace, y'all.